my name is Terri Sproul, and I want to welcome you to my studio. Tonight is our live Tuesday night show, and we're going to play in the art journal. I do have Joe here with me, and he's going to be putting all the links to the products we'll be using over there on Google+. And I did see that first comment already, Joe, just to let you know that. So I'm going to quickly switch cameras, and we're going to get going. Okay, here. Okay, we're down here at my desk now. Okay, I've had this page kind of in my mind for a little while. Let me take down that logo thingy too. Whenever there is a event in the world, if you want to call it that, that is, I don't know if you want to say important, tragedy, whatever, I always like to put it in my art journal. So the Paris thing has kind of been in my mind ever since it happened last week. So even though we're a couple weeks away from it, I'm going to still do a Paris page. So I wanted to play with 8 watercolors today, and I'm actually going to use twinkling H2Os, but really this technique that I'm going to teach can be done with any type of watercolors. So the first thing I did is grabbed 2 colors in my twinkling H2Os, a red and a blue. And twinkling H2Os are a hard patty, and I have already added water to the hard patty to let it start activating. And you want to do that about 2 minutes before you actually start working. Now, a really cool trick when you are using watercolors is if you take a wet paintbrush and you water down the area that you want to use your watercolors on, it will kind of control, for lack of a better word, where your watercolors flow when you use them. So I just added some water just to that bottom section that I wanted, and I'm going to grab the red twinkling H2Os, and I'm going to put it down there where I just put that water. And I'm going to what I'm going to do is kind of make a flag in the background of my page here.
Terry, in the spirit of tonight's show, I'm wondering if you should try to do it with just a slight French accent. Just mon chéri, we are going to paint the pictures this evening. Yes, just give it a shot.
I really, really suck at accents, to put it nicely. So we're not going to do that.
Just think of Morticia Adams.
Yeah, she rocked, didn't she? So, but no. Ain't gonna happen. So now I'm grabbing the blue or the water again and putting it up here on the top where I'm gonna add the blue. Cleaning my brush out because I don't want purple, so I'm trying to get the red out of it and dipping into that blue twinkling H2Os. Again, it's gonna allow it to hit right where I added the water, and it's really not going to spread, which is kind of a nice little trick. There's a little bit of red in there, but that's okay, close enough. So there's my beautiful flag, my French flag in the background. Give it a quick dry. I didn't tell you this right off the bat, but I did not gesso or anything in the background. Remember that this is watercolor paper, so I didn't want to gesso it because I wanted the watercolor to be able to take. Yeah, I'm mainly going to work on this side, so I need that side dry. Okay, I'm going to use this beautiful stamp from Jamie Doherty in Prima. This is one of the Bloom girls, and her name is Lacey. Yes, Lacey. So I'm going to use her tonight. And as you guys know, I love my Indian ink, which you can get over at Create and Craft. And Joe will
And
put
I
that.
just posted, we have that Milwaukee heat gun you were using too, which I think is the best heat gun ever.
I do too, to be honest. And I've had a lot of different heat guns, and I really like this Milwaukee. It's probably been, I probably had it for seriously like 10 years. They last really long, and they get a really good heat, unlike some of the other ones that don't get enough heat. Oh, smeared my page, but that's okay. This stamp has never been inked before, so it definitely needed a lot of ink on it. Now, I'm using Indian ink, and I tried to make sure I got her face in the white section. My finger's doing much better. Thank you guys. A lot of you guys have been asking about that. It's almost 100% normal again. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. So I got the brand new set of silk acrylic glazes from Color Art, and it's the Meridian Moon is her latest set. So I wanted to use some of the colors in that. Oh, I should have looked at the name of the color of this. This is Royal Orchid. Look at that color. This color is so pretty. So let me grab a paintbrush, and I'm going to paint her hair in this beautiful color. Now, one thing that I really love about using the acrylic glazes is they are translucent, and because they're translucent, you don't lose the stamped image. I think that's really awesome. That's probably one of my favorite things about these paints. Now, sometimes you don't want paints that are translucent, but when you do, they are very, very convenient. So, definitely allowing my image, my stamped image, come through the background, so you don't lose it when you're painting over it. If you used a opaque paint, you would definitely lose all of those lines that are in the stamped image, which could be a problem for you. Let me grab a bigger paintbrush. So Thanksgiving is Thursday, so for all of my American friends and fans out there, I hope you guys have a great one. I'm going down to a friend's house, and we are having dinner down at a friend's house, so I'm leaving tomorrow to go down there. And so I'm excited. Can't wait to have turkey. The only bad part about going, me and Joe were just talking about this, going to somebody else's house, is you don't get leftovers. So that kind of is a bummer. Me and Joe were just talking about that, how bummer it is that you don't have leftovers when you don't get to make dinner at your house. And then we were also talking, we should take a vote on this. Tell me, guys, do you like the cranberries or do you like the cranberry jelly? Who's a jelly person?
I already said I'm voting for the jelly in a can where you have to plop it out of the can, and it even has little rings around it where the can was.
Yeah, that's what I am too. That's how I grew up, and that's what I like too. So who else likes it that way? Come on, guys, chime up here. Tell me who likes it. Or
are you seeing my links come out, Terry? Am I in the right place here?
I am. Oh, hold on here. Yes, your links are all showing up. Yep, I see them.
Merveilleux, fantastique.
Well, you can speak French, so you should be speaking French to us.
I can't. When I speak French, it drives women crazy.
Oh, Lord, guys. We're all in trouble now.
I knew that would get you.
We're all in trouble now. Too funny. I'll probably got to give her a second coat. But isn't that color just so pretty? And even with a second coat with these, you're still going to be able to see the lines. So you're still not going to be able to lose it. And see how her hair is all showing up in there really nicely. So let me rinse. And that is such a pretty color. Now skin, I always go for Titan Buff, which is a golden product. I always use Titan Buff. That's just the color I use for skin every time. Don't need much. I'm going to go in and get some small paintbrush here and do her face. I think it's a good natural color. And then you could add colors on top of this if you wanted her to be a little darker, or add some pinks in there, or you know, whatever you want. I'm trying to figure out if that's a shirt or what this line is.
It can't be her neck, or that's really an odd shaped.
I know, isn't
like
it? I'm thinking this is her neck
thing.
right here. Just right here is her neck, and then this is a shirt. I don't know. I'm having a tough time with it too. And of course, they don't color them in. Oh well. On the back of one of these, she does have it colored in, but she has it almost colored in as a neck all the way down. See that? I don't know. It seems weird to me, but I'll figure it out.
You can make it be whatever you want it to be.
That's right. Now, because this is a opaque paint, like we were just talking, I got to be careful not to go over the stamped lines. So I am being very careful, and that's why I'm using such a small brush to get into those detailed areas. So that's the downfall on having Titan Buff. And I think I'm going to get rid of the, oh no, I'm going to leave the heart in. I was going to put a teardrop in there, but I guess the heart's kind of even better than a teardrop. So has anybody decided if they like jelly, or if they like, or is nobody talking to us tonight? We've got quite a few people in the room, so.
I'm not seeing any comments except mine.
Talking to me. How come you guys aren't talking to me?
And Miss Didi Ja, or Didi Ya, said that she's seeing comments but no video.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Did she push start? Have her type that in, Joe. She has to push the start button.
I did.
Okay. Hopefully it'll start for her. I'm going to use this as the...
It could be that my French has them all distracted.
I'm going to use this part as the neck. I'm going to make my own. And that's going to be dressed somehow.
That looks good.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. Okay. I'm going to let some of that dry a little bit. And I want to use this beautiful stencil from the Crafters Workshop. You can actually purchase this over at Create and Craft again. And I am going to use Color Arts Radiant Gels. These are really, really thick paint. Really, really thick paint. Okay. If you don't have these, now they are having a sale right now at colorart.com. So you could get them, actually they're 40% off right now. But you could also take, if you have the Prime Element powders, you could take this and mix it with gel medium or even molding paste and get basically the same thing. This is kind of pre-made for me, so I like it because it's pre-made. So I'm going to use this heart because of the fact that this is kind of a little bit of a tragedy. And I want a sticky. I want to block that. So I'm going to grab the and I'm going to just put it through the stencil, just the heart part. And I think I want a couple of them. So put another one right here. So these are kind of like I don't know if we want to call it like a broken heart type look, but that's it. Now, real important that both of these need to go in water ASAP. Do not let this dry on your stencils. So I have a bowl of water down on the floor. I just threw that in there, and I'm going to let those dry. Now, since these are acrylic based, you really can't dry this for long with a heat gun. You can do it for just a few minutes, but it will bubble, so be careful. So I'm just going to real quickly go over that. Won't get it completely dry.
Terry, why do you like that Milwaukee heat gun so much?
Well, it feels good in the hand for starters. And I like the fact that I think it gets hotter than most of the other ones that I've ever used. I don't know if that's just me or if it's true, but I seem to think it gets hotter than other ones that I've used in the past. Do you agree
I got
with
to
that?
agree that those other heat guns, I feel like you're blowing a little breeze over a candle flame. And this one, I feel like you've got like a giant fan and a flamethrower. Like,
yeah, it does. It gives a lot more heat out than I think I've ever had any other ones use. And I bought, you know, like Tim's and that kind of stuff. And Tim's I don't like at all. It doesn't have enough oomph to me at all.
And Martha Stewart's, I hate to tell you, is really wimpy.
Is it? I haven't tried hers. Well, good to know.
And I know you like all that power in your hand like that.
I do. I like power. Life is all about power. So I am coloring in. She's got
now my good friend Barbara, who has taught at shows that I've been at, we both taught. She says that she really likes both types of cranberry.
Does
so
she?
She's one of those on the fence. She'll go either way.
I have to admit that last year, the same person that we're going to visit, she used whole cranberries, and she mixed Cool Whip into them, and those were really good. I have to admit.
No. Maybe for dessert, maybe for another holiday, not Thanksgiving. Don't mess with my Thanksgiving.
This is kind of cool. Even though I'm using this yellow, it's picking up the watercolor from the bottom, from the red, and it's kind of making this really cool kind of orangey color. Can you see that? I know my colors aren't as good as they used to, our camera. I gotta eventually get rid of.
What is it that you're painting, though? I can't figure out what it is.
It's a flower. There's a bunch of flowers right here.
Oh.
That she's got on her. I don't know what, if it's hanging from her hair or what. But we're going to paint them. And again, I'm using the Silks acrylics because, again, they are translucent. So they go right through and make pretty colors. And here is, well, I don't want to use that one. Fuzzy Peach. Let's use Fuzzy Peach.
That sounds like it should be a cocktail.
I think it is a cocktail. So I'm just coloring in these flower things that she's got around her head here. I gotta do a little bit of detail on her face. And then, you know, one of the biggest questions I get, because I do a lot of social media, so people ask me questions all the time about social media. And one of the biggest questions I get is, what is a hashtag and how does it work? So my comment on here is actually going to be a hashtag. And I'm going to be using the hashtag that's going around right now for Paris, and it's called hashtag prayers for Paris. And how a hashtag works, for just an FYI, if you are interested, is It's a way to be able to search. So if you put in the search bar of either Facebook or Twitter or even Instagram, and you put the hashtag in prayers for Paris, every comment that has that hashtag in it will come up. So that's how hashtags work, and that's why they work. So if you're ever commenting on me, if you put the hashtag Terri Sproul, all one word, I will actually read it, because I actually do go search for hashtags. Got these little dots over here, so I'm just going to do tiny little dots of this blue. Look at this blue. This blue is so pretty. I mean, what's the name of this one? Meridian blue. Look how pretty this color is. So pretty. I think I'm going to do these down here just because I can. So I think I should do something with her dress, though, this thing that we're calling a dress. I think I'm going to come in with, ooh, what's this one on my desk? Ginger flower. That's a pretty color. So her dress is going to be ginger flower. Even though it's a little close to her hair, but that's okay. I need a tiny paintbrush to get in there. Trying not to put my hand into this wet paint right here. Okay. We know we don't understand it. We can put it in there, right? Okay, I'm going to grab, since I have the red twinkling H2Os right here, I'm going to use that for her lips. Now, before I forget, H2Os, you should not close them while they're still wet. So if they have water still in them, let them dry naturally before you put the lid on. So I'll just let them dry overnight, and I'll come in here in the morning and close them. And even if I forget to close them tomorrow morning because I'm leaving, it's no big deal. Nothing's going to happen to them. You can leave them open 24/7 if you want, you know, so it's not a problem if you forget to close them. Just, and the reason that you don't want to close them with the lid, or what am I saying, close them with water still in them, is because they could mold, and you don't want that to happen. So that's all. Okay, let me dry this real quick so I can do some touch-up. I'm going to grab a black pen here, nice thin pen, and just touch up where I covered with paint. I also want to do that little heart on her face. That's a little itty bitty heart too. Really tiny, tiny, tiny. Okay, so actually,
Barbara remembered that drink. It's a fuzzy navel.
that's it. It is a fuzzy navel. That's it. I'm going to turn this towards me real quick. I'm grabbing a larger Sharpie, black pen, and I'm going to do the hashtag prayers for Paris. I really needed that to be all one spot, but that's okay. Real simple, but it's going to be a good, I don't know, maybe some people think that's morbid for me to think about or put something in my art journals that is horrible, but I don't know why. I do put stuff like this in my art journals because I think it is something that we need to go back and remember and maybe then be thankful that, you know, we're safe. I don't know. That's just why I do it.
Well, and it's been on your mind, and you're capturing what's on your mind.
It is. It is. And Joe's known that because he keeps asking me. I go, I have this page in my mind I need to do. So it's just something that I needed to get out and get into my art journal and get it out of my system, I guess. And I did the same thing for 9/11. We had 9/11. So, you know, just a way to remember. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera back and say goodbye and wish you all happy Thanksgiving. Okay, there I am. So again, I want to thank everybody for showing up, and I'll see you again next Tuesday. I'm getting back on track again. And mercy to you too. And again, prayers for Paris, and hopefully there'll be peace soon. And I want everybody to have a wonderful, great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys next week. Oh,
with jellied cranberry sauce only.
Jelly only, I agree. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.